It was 3 in the morning. Seattle's streets were glistening under a light drizzle. A worn-out, faded car pulled up outside an old warehouse. A lean man stepped out, his face lined with exhaustion, but his eyes alive with a stubborn, electric light, the kind that comes from a dream too big to let go. This was Jeff Bezos. Not the richest man in the world yet, just a young man who had walked away from a comfortable Wall Street job to chase something no one else could see. Inside the warehouse, there were 4 empty desks, 1 old computer, and a dozen cardboard boxes stacked in a corner. He would open the boxes, take out books, check the orders, pack them, and send them off to the post office in the morning. His friend Mike would often call him crazy. "Man, you were making 6 figures at the bank. Now you're basically a mail clerk. What's the point?" Jeff would laugh. "Mike, these aren't just books. This is the beginning. The weight of the past." Jeff had grown up in a modest home. His mother raised him alone after his alcoholic father left. Later, she remarried, and Jeff's stepfather took him in as his own son. Still, the shadow of financial struggle was always there. After college, Jeff landed a lucrative job on Wall Street. The money was good, the future secure, but something inside felt wrong. Then, one day, he read a report: the internet is growing at 2,300% per year. That one sentence hit him like a lightning bolt. If he was going to do something big, it had to be now. The first test. With his wife Mackenzie, Jeff packed their old car and began the long drive from New York to Seattle. On the way, he typed out his new business plan on a laptop balanced on his knees. In the trunk were boxes of their belongings. When they arrived, he set up an office in a garage. He named it Amazon.com. At that time, hardly anyone believed people would buy books online. The first year was brutal, days spent packing, nights coding the website. More than once, his bank account was almost empty. One evening, he called Mike. "This might be the end. We're running out of money." Mike replied, "Then just go back to the bank job." Jeff hung up, sat back at his desk, and packed the next order. Fatigue and light. One rainy day, Jeff decided to personally deliver a large order to the post office. When he returned, he saw the website flooded with hundreds of new orders. He sat down in his chair and laughed to himself. That was the moment he knew people wouldn't stop at buying books, they would buy everything online. The climb. Years passed. Amazon expanded from books to CDs, then electronics, then everything under the sun. His team started calling him boss, but Jeff would still often show up in the warehouse to help with packing. With power came enemies. Big retailers filed lawsuits, governments tightened tax laws, and more than once, Amazon came dangerously close to bankruptcy. Each time, Jeff did the same thing: ignored fear, took the next step forward. Personal wounds. Success brought cracks into his personal life. Mackenzie, who had been with him from the very start, began to tire. One night, she said, "Jeff, the only thing you love now is Amazon." Jeff said nothing. He knew the journey demanded sacrifice, and sometimes that sacrifice was the most precious relationship you had. A few years later, they divorced. The unexpected turn. By 2021, while the world was battling COVID, Amazon had become one of the most valuable companies in history. Jeff was now a billionaire many times over. But deep inside, there was an emptiness. One day, he drove past his old warehouse. It was empty now, but in his mind he saw the same old desk, the computer, the boxes of books as if time had folded back on itself. In that moment, he made a decision: he would step down as Amazon's CEO and turn his eyes towards space. I built a kingdom on Earth. Now it's time for the sky. The ending. On July 20, 2021, in a small spacecraft, Jeff Bezos lifted off from the Earth. Through the window, he watched the blue planet shrinking below. He remembered the nights packing books in the Seattle rain. And now, he was in space. He whispered to himself, "The real victory isn't the money. It's the dream."